Doug Wilson, the infamous Doug Wilson, went on CNN, which is kind of enemy territory.
Oh yeah, definitely.
A little bit.
Kinda, super.
To talk about Christian nationalism. Now, I haven't watched this, so I'm going in blind, but I will say I will reveal someone at the end of this video who tapped in and said some of you guys all know, who said he wants to debate Doug Wilson on this topic. And I'll give you one hint. They're both post-mill. They're both post-mill with their eschatology. Okay. And we're making it happen. I reached out to someone on Doug's team. We're making it happen in real person in real time. So we'll see. And I'm putting this in a video in case Doug and them see the video, because like, hey, there's an invitation out there. Come on. And by the way, I don't know what this video is about. I don't know how he defines Christian nationalism. Like, are we saying being Christian and being nationalist? That seems fair. Is that what this is about? I don't know. We're about to find out. Or is this something else? Okay. You know, so we're going to jump right in. Hopefully CNN doesn't flag us for this. But yeah, this is going crazy viral on X. And by the way, listen, I like Doug Wilson when it comes to post-mill. I don't know if post-mill is true, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that the post-mill position is true. I could be
Christians
hopeful.
rock out and then Jesus comes back.
I found out there's a lot of Catholics. Trent Horn just did a video on there's a lot of Catholics and influential Catholics that they're hopeful that hell is generally empty. They're hopeful.
That's cool.
You know, so I'm hopeful that post-mill is true. Is that what I'm going to plant my flag on? No, but it's interesting. So post-mill with Christian nationalism. Let's see what he's talking about. Go ahead, hit play.
Christchurch senior pastor Doug Wilson makes no apologies for his beliefs on God and country.
I'd like to see the town be a Christian town. I'd like to see the state be a Christian state. I'd like to see the nation be a Christian nation. I'd like to see the world be a Christian world.
I'd say yes and amen to that.
Yep.
Am I? Did I just get red pill?
You just got Christian.
Did they just get me?
Yeah.
Am I a Christian nationalist?
Yeah, I'll get you a little crusader outfit and with the American flag pin on it.
Oh no, he got me.
And now Wilson's controversial views as a Christian nationalist are gaining sway in the nation's center of power with the recent opening of his new church and high-profile parishioners like Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth.
Is planting a church in D.C. part of your mission to try to turn?
Hold on.
Did you know that he planted a church?
I did not know that. That's a
level further than that's really standing on what he was saying.
You know where they're at?
What do you mean?
Do you know where Doug Wilson's at?
Washington D.C.
No, they were in a little city called Moscow. I think it's Moscow, Idaho.
Okay, it looked like a Moscow, Idaho.
Yeah, I think is it Moscow, Idaho?
It looked
somewhere in the Pacific Northwest outside of Spokane.
It looks so barren that it was the type of city that can jack a name of a really major city and still nobody knows about it.
So the fact that he's planting a church in D.C., I wonder if
is he commuting?
Yeah, is he commuting? Is he going back and forth? He's on his Judah Smith, preaching in Seattle and going to L.A. I want to know. I mean, my brother got questions, you know?
Come on, somebody.
All right. This into a Christian nation?
Yes. So every society is theocratic. The only question is who's Theo in a secular democracy.
Okay. He's cooking.
Y'all worship something.
God worship something. We all worship. Everyone's religious.
Yeah, you're religious.
Everyone's religious.
Yeah.
The issue is when you remove God, guess who replaces God? The state?
The gays.
Whoa. This man's Zach, yo. Go ahead.
It would be demos, the people. In a Christian republic, it'd be Christ.
Well, what would you say to someone watching this to say, look, I'm a Muslim. Who are you to say your worldview is better than mine? To
be fair, the Muslims also believe Jesus was a prophet.
I think the Muslims would understand.
Yeah, the Muslims are like, so the Christians are going to get rid of all the
No, the Muslims would be, so the Christians want to legislate their morality? The Christians want to make their book the final authority?
We've been saying this all along.
We've been fighting Sharia law for thousands of years.
Your God is better than mine.
Well, if I went to Saudi Arabia, I would fully expect to live under their God's rules.
He's kind of cooking.
That's a fact.
As you said earlier, that you want this to be a Christian world.
Well, she just kind of brushed through this. Did you know that if you go to Dubai,
you gotta wear the
you can't drink. There's no drug. You can get serious jail time for cannabis in Dubai.
Wow.
Like, it's no joke. I think in some of these places, like people that Qatar and places that people are going, you can get caught up for like fornication. Like, these places don't mess around. So miss me with the, you want to legislate your religion? Yes, yet the Muslim wants to do the same thing, sis.
Come on, somebody.
Anyway,
you want this to be a Christian world.
Yes.
So you want to supplant their religion with your Christian.
Yes, by peaceful means, by sharing the gospel. There's a lot of work yet to do. I believe that we are working our little corner of the vineyard.
Wilson's little.
Yeah, he's like, Don't act like I'm saying supplant their religion as if I'm going to force it upon them. I'm going to talk to them.
Next question is going to be, so you want to bring back the Crusades? That's what she's going with.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like, no, we're just having a conversation. If in this scenario, they choose to come to Jesus.
Right.
Like that's kind of a win-win.
Full Corner, a picturesque campus nestled on the outskirts of downtown Moscow, Idaho, is growing by the day with thousands of like-minded Christians. Parishioners of his church, known as Kirkers, own and operate several businesses downtown next to liberal college town stores.
If it's true,
Why did he yell boo? It's
because of me.
because of you.
Yeah.
What did he yell? Hold on. What did he yell?
Boo. Someone just booed him from the street. Someone's heckling him from the sidewalk.
Yeah. So Moscow, Idaho, that's where his roots are. I'm really trying to understand how he ends up in D.C. This is fascinating.
There you go.
That's a regular day for you.
That's not unusual.
A big focus of his Christian movement is on a patriarchal society where men are dominant and women are expected to submit to their husbands.
Yeah, I think this is where they start losing. I don't know if he holds this view, but like Joe Webbin thinks like women should lose their right to vote. You know? So I think like I'm with you. I'm like, and then they like backdoor something like, yeah, women are kind of subhuman and shouldn't vote. They're created in the image of God, but you know, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that's like their official teaching, but like we had Joe Webbin on, and he's like flat out like.
Do you think it's a little bit of a straw man? They use the word dominate, where men dominate their spouse.
I think dominate. I don't know how they mean it. Like as a complementarian, I think men are the head. As a complementarian, I think you should be the head of your household, meaning that there is a time and a place where you may have to have a trump card over an issue where hypothetically you and your wife are divided on. Yeah. I think the husband in a proper biblical household should have a trump card. Now, that trump card is not something that should be wielded around every day, right? And
very
so like,
rarely.
Very rarely, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, so we would probably, I would think we would probably differ on that a bit. I think women are extremely insightful and can see things men can't see, and are great and beyond just being mothers and cooking. You know what I mean?
Dave Ramsey says, the man is the head of the household, but the woman is the neck.
Shout out to Ramsey. Go ahead.
Women are the kind of people that people come out of.
So you just
That was insane soundbite. I have to know what came right before that, but we're not going to get it because it's CNN.
think they're meant to have babies. That's it. They're just a vessel.
No, it doesn't take any talent to simply reproduce biologically. The wife and mother, who is the chief executive of the home, is entrusted with 3 or 4 or 5 eternal souls.
I'm here as a working journalist, and I'm a mom of 3.
Good for you.
Is that an issue for you?
No, it's not automatically an issue.
Ooh.
Josh and Amy Prince, along with
I want to finish the rest of
That's
these.
not automatically an issue.
Yeah, what's the nuance?
I wish
Doug Wilson's about to play
this is
us
the kind
here.
of stuff that they need to just let play all the way through.
So I think the segment releases full CNN segment. Doug Wilson.
Okay.
It says full segment.
This is the full segment.
This
Like
is
I'm
the full-
saying,
you're right.
I want to see the unedited full version. Like this is where CNN is leaving, in my opinion, not just leaving a lot of money on the table. They're leaving a lot of opportunity to be respected as journalists on the table.
No, like, and trust.
Drop your little 6-minute version, but I want to hear the whole conversation. Now, someone in the chat asked, what does a trump card mean? This is what a trump card means. You and your wife are praying about something. You and your wife are praying about something. And generally, me and my wife are praying about something. We're praying about transitioning into music. We're praying about buying a home. We're praying about, I don't know, having a kid. Generally, when we pray about something, we both arrive at the same conclusion, generally speaking. But there are times where, say, God's revealing something to me and he may not reveal the same thing to her. Mm-hmm. There are times, and they don't happen frequently, but rarely, where my wife will submit to my leadership spiritually in a specific area. So I'll give it to you this way. If someone asked me this, hey, if God led you to move somewhere, would your wife be okay with moving? Yeah. And I was like, in my household, yeah. Mm. You know, now would it be easy and smooth? No, I would want to come there in a gentle fashion. But yes, Monette would say, okay, you know, we wouldn't be pumped about it. Now, thankfully, God's called me to Southern California. Yes and amen.
And if you got to use the trump card for something like that, then you're just not good at sales.
Yeah, and right, or if you're using a trump card every night at dinner, you're a bad leader.
Yeah, no, that's a fact.
Because a good leader doesn't dominate. A good leader doesn't lead with force. It's finesse and gentleness and servanthood, right? And so I think that's what that's what we're talking about.
If you ask focused questions, you can usually get on the same page rather quickly.
Right. And this is about communication. So I think like sometimes this like Christian patriarchy is very healthy and needed to remind people, but other times it it enables bad leaders and lazy men who don't know how to communicate to be like, women, you're gonna do what I say because I'm the man. And that's not it. That's not the heart of Jesus either, right?
That's
like
fire.
if you can't lead from a place of servanthood and gentleness, maybe you're just a bad leader. Maybe you're just a bad leader that doesn't know how to lead your household well, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think that's like, I say all of that with that caveat. Now, again, when I say man is the household, I'm not saying that women don't have a voice, women don't get to contribute, women can't work outside. That's not what I'm saying at all. But that's what I'm generally speaking. So, and that's not that controversial. At the end of the day, sometimes decisions got to get made.
Yeah.
Sometimes someone the buck stops with someone.
Yeah.
In every institution, every business, right? And so in the household, if you believe Ephesians 5, for the man is the head of the household, the way Christ is the head of the church, well then, there you go. You know? Yeah, go ahead. So hold on real quick. So real quick. So would the wife have a trump card too and other things as related with race? Yes. My wife would definitely have. I would definitely let her lead in education, in what's optimal for the kid. But there is a turning point, by the way, and I think the data strongly supports this. When a boy starts entering teenage years, the mom needs to kind of take less of a backseat as a nurturer and as a caretaker, and the dad actually needs to lean in and start to be the primary parenting figure that may have to challenge in a way the mom's uncomfortable with challenging.
Yes.
The dad is very strong in that pivotal age. So yes, but yeah, my wife, I'm not involved in the weeds on education and curriculum. Like she has books coming and homeschooling and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, and this is like, if you have an issue with this, I think you got to I think you might need to like go back to the scriptures respectfully. Like if you have an issue with it, because I just gave you the most mild, gentle form of complementarian patriarchy, whatever you want to call it, that is pretty gentle, I believe.
Kids moved here from Washington State.
Do you see Amy as your equal?
Yes and no, in the sense that we're both saved by grace. We're absolutely on equal footing, but we have very different purposes, God-given.
But do you see yourself as the head of the household, as the man?
He is the head of our household. Yes, and I do submit to him.
So like moving here
I was just
was
gonna say
ultimately
that.
your decision.
Yes,
That's a great
example.
Wilson says in his
Okay, so I don't know if that's a clip, like they clipped that, but I think equal in what sense? Like that, like that's what we have, like equal in the sense of, are we both image bearers of God? Yeah, absolutely. We're both image bearers of God. Are we equal in dignity and worth and value? Absolutely.
Equal but different is a better way of putting it.
Equal but different.
He said no to equal.
Yeah, I don't know if he did that because he knows he's on CNN and he knows that this will get the conversation going, or what. I don't know his motives, but equal but different is a great way to put it. I think, like, are we equal in what sense? Like, no, my wife is not equal in strength. No, she can't bench press and deadlift and squat what I can, right? But
you had a good opportunity to drop your numbers there,
right? No, but are we equal in other? She's also stronger in other areas. Like she has more mental fortitude with the children. She's way more patient than I am and gentle with the kids.
Come on.
So she is stronger in other areas, right? Not physically stronger, right? And so it's like so some of this stuff is like, I almost feel like they got the PBD model, like they're poking and they know they're poking.
Yeah.
You know.
And I also think like CNN is just like so stuck in the mold of like strong feminists that like the slightest hint of anything more old school, traditional, biblical is like, oh my goodness.
Brain rot, meltdown. Yeah,
it's like
vision of a Christian society, women as individuals shouldn't be able to vote. His fellow pastors, Jared Longshore and Toby Sumter, agree.
In my ideal society, we would vote as households. And I would ordinarily be the one that would cast the vote, but I would cast the vote having discussed it with my household.
But what if there's
this is where I would probably differ with them. Is like, for what? Like, I think you're trying to make an unnecessary point with this whole like, you know, it's like, I guess, man, but this is where I would disagree with them, because if a woman is working, if a woman's contributing, if a woman is paying taxes, like say she is a single mom, say she did have a baby out of wedlock, say she is the head of her household. I'm not saying that that's God's heart for people. I don't even think that's optimal for human flourishing. But say there are those situations. So you say she's a widow.
Yeah.
She can't vote.
That's crazy.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Well, they're like, well, because they don't, there's no draft for women. Okay, well, put them in the draft. Make them sign up. I don't give a crap. Right?
No, that's fair.
Like, all women serve in the military from the ages of 18 to 20 in Israel. Let them serve. I don't give a crap. Like,
come on,
whatever you want to, however you want to discuss this, but this idea that like, women can't vote. This is where they lose me a little bit.
Your wife doesn't want to vote for the same person as you.
Right. Well, then that's a great opportunity for a good discussion.
There are some who have gone so far as to say that they want the 19th Amendment repealed.
I would support that. And I'd support it on the basis that the atomization that comes with our current system is not good for humans.
And Wilson, a veteran himself, is unapologetic about his view that women shouldn't be in certain leadership or combat roles.
Looking at the leadership page.
Pause it. I probably agree with that.
I agree with that.
I would say definitely combat roles. I would say like running battalions and military thing. I would probably agree with that.
I could be wrong. I did hear that they don't send women like into combat. So they'll be like stationed somewhere, but they don't like get sent out.
Yeah.
That's what I heard, that they don't like actually, when they're like, all right, load up on the Jeep and we're going in.
Yeah.
I heard that there's never women there.
For Christ Church, it's all men. Do you accept women in leadership roles in the church and government?
In the church, no.
Why?
Because the Bible says not to.
Well, that's not what happens in the Bible. Women do.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. Founder, faith and democracy. You got, of course.
Lead all the time.
Progressive faith leader Reverend Jennifer Butler is concerned.
What, you don't gotta go progressive though. You can just go like Wesleyan. Why don't you just go like an Orthodox Christian, like essentials? What I mean, not Orthodox essentials.
They could have
Christian.
found. I see what you're saying. They could have found a Wesleyan pastor who still holds to generally the essentials of the faith. This is probably affirming.
This is a progressive pastor. Yeah.
About Wilson's growing influence.
He is rapidly gaining in power. He has hundreds of churches established around the country. They actually literally want to take over towns and cities, and they have access to this administration.
Wilson is part of a broader Christian nationalist movement making inroads with the Trump administration, with a newly created faith office led by evangelical pastor Paula White Cain.
Which, by the way, the Overton window of Paula White and Doug Wilson.
Yeah. Women should not be in leadership, and then there's like Trump's, and he's like, "Go Trump, go Trump," and then he's getting prayed over by a female pastor.
Amazing.
And people seen right outside the White House entrance praying and speaking in tongues.
We are standing on the soil of the White House, and we are declaring your word.
How precious.
And now there's a monthly prayer service at the Pentagon, initiated by Hegseth. Wilson's highest.
Why they're talking about this like they got an issue with it?
Yeah.
Like we have to deal with all the nonsense that you guys are cool with. But folks wanting to have Bible studies and church and
prayer meeting
is an issue for you guys.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like you're just totally showing your hand here.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Level connection to the administration.
It's not organizationally tied to us, but it's the kind of thing we love to see.
For his part, Hegseth has publicly praised Wilson.
Now we're standing on the shoulders of a generation later. The Doug Wilsons and the others.
Wilson's influence spans the globe with more than 150 churches. Lennox Califungwa moved to Moscow from Africa.
It's really because I wanted to be a part of a community that was doing something, and especially in building Christian institutions.
Are there other black families in this community?
Oh, absolutely. There's a few black families.
Wilson maintains all are welcome to his church, but he's also not shying away from his past controversial statements on race.
Do you still believe what you said back in the 90s, that there's a mutual affection between master and slave?
Yes, it depends on which master and which slave you're talking about. Slavery was overseen and conducted by fallen human beings, and there were horrendous abuses, and there were also people who owned slaves who were decent human beings and didn't mistreat them. I think that system of chattel slavery was an unbiblical system, and I'm grateful it's gone.
What he also wants gone, same-sex marriage, because he thinks...
Wait. He answered that relatively well, right?
Chattel
slavery is a terrible system.
90% of CNN viewers have no clue what chattel slavery is.
I don't know if they do, but I'm just saying like that wasn't a bad answer.
Yeah,
they just cut this, and he also doesn't like gay people.
Yeah,
what?
But they just got him saying like something about slavery being mutually respectable.
Right. Well, you see Paul in was it Philemon telling the runaway slave to go back to his master, and then basically telling the master to free him.
Yeah.
Right. So they're like. Not every situation of those dynamics with servant. What is a biblical mandate? It's not chattel slavery. It's bond servant. Like the bond servant is a different system of slavery than chattel slavery, where you outright own someone.
Yeah.
Right. And so not it's not when he's talking about it. It's a bit different than. I mean, here's the deal. How about when you go and intern for someone for free? What you think that is? That's a form of being a bond servant, right? Like,
I guess.
I mean, I'm just saying, there's a lot of folks that will go and you don't think there's a gang of people that will go intern for their favorite celebrity right now for free for the experience?
Sure. 100%.
What do you think that is?
Yeah.
right? Like, so it's like the biblical mandate of what is a bond servant and that system is different than the perversion of chattel slavery. Yeah. Yes, I'm saying it's different. That's what Kelly P is totally right. We're agreeing. They're trying to frame it as one thing, but what he's talking about is a different system. It's a different approach. Now, and he also condemns chattel slavery, which it should be outright condemned always.
Yes.
Right? Go ahead.
And I'm grateful it's gone.
What he also wants gone?
Indentured servitude. What did I call it? Did I say indentured servitude?
No, I think you called it something else.
I'll call it something else. Yes, thanks, Chad. Indentured servitude. Yeah, thank you.
Same-sex marriage, because he thinks homosexuality is a crime.
In the late 70s and early 80s, sodomy was a felony in all 50 states. That America of that day was not a totalitarian hellhole.
So you would like America to go back to that?
Yep.
Wilson maintains his ultimate goal is to bring about the second coming of Christ through his work and rejects critics' claims he's trying to make the dystopian world of The Handmaid's Tale a reality.
I'm not a white nationalist. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a racist. I'm not a misogynist.
How far off do you see a Christian nation, like a full-on Christian theocracy?
Oh, 250 years.
250 years.
Yeah, honestly, that's yes.
What you see. But you do think it will happen?
Yes, I do. We're not going to usher in anything ourselves. We're really genuinely pioneers.
Interesting. So, listen, there's clearly some things I disagree with him on, just like I disagree with Joe Webbin on quite a few things. I think he answered the chattel slavery question well. I'm sure he probably has some other, I think there's more other sus things that he said over the years that are probably worse than this. I'm interested in why that didn't come up. In terms of this conversation, Inspiring Philosophy, Mike Jones from Inspiring Philosophy, reached out and would love to debate Doug Wilson on this at the Bless God Summit 2026, March 5th, 6th, and 7th in Oceanside, California.
Are you going to make it happen?
I reached out to someone on Doug's team to see if they would be open to having the conversation. And there's some interest there. And so maybe we'll make that conversation happen. I wonder, what do you guys think about this whole Christian nationalist conversation? I think, listen, there's a ton of Islamic nationalists. There's a ton of agnostic nationalists. There's a ton of atheistic nationalists. There's a ton of nationalists all across the board. Look at like the Scandinavian nations. Like they want to preserve those parts of the world, right? And so I think that Doug Wilson they're trying to frame him. I just think they're trying to frame him as more dangerous than he is. And I think they're going to play themselves with that approach. I think they're going to play themselves with that approach. I think trying to frame him as this crazy loony bin is crazy. And so I'm curious, where do him and Mike Jones disagree on this stuff? Where do they agree? Because they're both post-mill. They're both post-millennial, which means that they're expecting a literal 1,000-year reign of the church, massive, not a literal 1,000-year, but a 1,000-year reign of the church, massive revival to happen. And then Jesus comes back. Opposite of a premillennial reign where the world goes to hell in a handbasket and things get really bad and persecution breaks out, church gets raptured at some point, and then you get the return of Jesus. So they both believe in like things are going to get better, and then Jesus is going to come back as things get better. The world becomes more Christianized. So I'm curious where they would disagree on that. And so hopefully we can make that happen. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you liked it, then hit the like button. If you liked it a lot and have a thought to share, leave a comment. If you are listening to this on the podcast app, make sure to leave a review, and you could even leave a comment over there. And if you want to watch another video that is recommended just for you, hit this video over here. Let me know if they nailed it. Also, you can partner with us monthly, which helps us out a lot in our monthly community. Get access to early drops and all that kind of good stuff over here. All right, I'll see you over there. Peace.